Hey, this is John Young. Today we're looking at this. This is a little kind of a trouble light here from Anhay. Amazon company will put the link in the description below. But it is a rechargeable unit. Battery is built in, and it's ready to go for a lot of those little emergencies you may have around the house. Now, there's a few things with this one. I like the light and such, but you're going to find in a description that is on Amazon isn't accurate. This has, as far as light modes, it has, I'm going to turn it this way, there's our high, and there's a low. And then we go over to the top, we have a high and a low there, and then we have a red strobe. So there's 4 different modes. On the Amazon doesn't talk about the modes properly, and it's kind of confusing. So I wanted to test this thing out. So we charged it up, decharged, charged it up, decharged, then we did the battery test. This on the low setting. It was flood, but it was a low setting. It went for 12 hours. You can see right there, there's 3 little LEDs right there that are still glowing, and that is your battery indicator that tells you how much battery is left. So we went about 9 hours, 8 hours, and then on that lower setting, which is that one. Not that one, not that one, not that one, but the second one. We went about 9 hours and went down to the 2 because there's 3 LEDs right down in there, blue. And then at 10 hours, I shut it off, and it was still showing 2. Then the next morning, I started it up again. It ran for over 12 hours, but we're going to call it 12 hours. So for many of us who are camping, that would be really all you'd need, is because this is there's the high setting, there's the low setting, and you can see the shadow. That, yeah, granted we have outdoor and it's a cloudy day, but you're still seeing it do its thing. There's high, there's the lower setting. You can see that it is shining, and that's about 6 feet away. So it's competing with quite a bit of light. And I'll just shut that off. Quite a bit of light around the area, and it can still do the job. Now, if we wanted to do the flashlight mode, we got to click twice. There's the higher beam, and there's the lower beam, and then we're back to the strobe. That click, click, click thing is one thing I'm not a big fan of. I like the light. It's a nice lightweight, and it's well built as far as the durability on this side of it seems good. It's got a nice hook on it, and the hook seems to be made well. If you can take a look at it, there's a little ball in there. There we go, little ball, so it can turn, and it seems that they did a pretty nice job with the hook. One area that I think is a little bit of a weakness is this little cover. This is the cover for the charging port. And if you take a look at that, you can see there's a little rubber gasket, and you've got to be kind of careful putting it in, and then it covers it and keeps it mainly clean. This is going to be an area, I've seen a couple of video reviews of these, and they had broken theirs off right away. So this is a kind of a caution thing. If you're going to get this, make sure that this will close and stay closed. Some of them don't stay closed. They stay like that, and you can't close them, and you put pressure on it, snap them right up. So I'm a little concerned about some of the people who are putting video reviews up of this where they didn't have this little piece on there. If it's not there, it's broken, and if it's broken, you can't be giving it like 10 out of 10. It just doesn't work that way. So be cautious. There's a USB out for charging. I put this on my iPad. My iPad Pro it was the 10.9 iPad Pro. I put it on here. I started it. It was at 40%. It took it up to 95%. It took about 3 hours. It went up to 95%. And then this indicator was telling me that it still had 2 of the little indicators left. Whatever that means, it was able to take, basically add about 50% to my iPad for the day. The other you see in there is a charging port down here. That is a micro USB. So you can use your micro USB cables that you use for your Android devices. When it's charging, there's a little red LED in here. It will flash red. Once it's charged, it will go to a solid red. And then you carefully, again, close this. Now, if this does break off, and it probably will, unfortunately, it's not the greatest design with that. If you have children, it'll be gone pretty quick. But for most of us, we'll just be careful. You could put a very fat rubber band, or if you've seen some of these rubber bracelets, they fit wonderfully around here. And then it covers the ports up, because if you look at the ports, there's really not a ton of stuff. You've just got really the 2 ports, and you cover it up, and you're good to go. So overall, I like the light. If we're going to go in the 0 to 10, this is probably like a 7, 7.5. There's a couple of things that could be done better, but overall, the light, this side of it, I really like. I don't like this. that if I want to go to the flashlight on the end, I have to go click, click, click to get there. And you've got to do that no matter what. You've got to go through all 5 to go to whatever you want and then to get out of it. So you have to go in a sequence of the 5 to go from off to off or whatever you need to do. I'm not a big fan of that. I'd like to, so when I go there and once I'm at a light, and so if I have to click to get there, okay, so be it. But then when I'm done, I'd like to be able to just click it off instead of having to go and finish clicking because, oh, I want it on the bright flood and I'm doing my things. And now, okay, great, it's time to shut it off. And now it's finally off. Anyway, links will be in the description below. For a under $20, $25 light, I think this is definitely an option that would be for a lot of people a good option, especially adults who will be cautious with their things. If you're looking for something that you can hand to the kids, this is probably not the light for that, but it still is a good light. Even without this, you cover that up. It's something that, you know, it's a fairly inexpensive light that the kids can use camping, and if they break it, so be it. It's not that expensive. This is John Young. Thanks for watching.
For more tips and how-to videos, go to weekendhandyman.com.